Good evening, friends. My name is Vivek Prakash, and I welcome you all to this webinar and the last webinar of this year 2025, along with my colleague, friends, and volunteers of PMCP, Kalyan, Ketan, and few more will be joining in some time, right? And so we are so thankful to you, all of you, for sparing time and coming over here and consistently joining these programs, which is actually making it a success. So I will first present you a recap of 2025, a review in, and to show to inform you or just to let you know, because you are the patron of this program, that what we are doing in this we have done in this year, and we like how we will be continually doing in the year to come, the 2026, 27, 28, and so on as such. So let me open my a very small presentation. Okay, so a little bit about Project Managers Club of Pune. You can see the team here. The Ketan Gandhi, who is there here itself. You can see him. The
Yeah.
video is on. We have Ajit. One minute. We have Ajit Chikteri and Dr. M.D. Jaybhai, who actually represent COEP Tech University, is like facilitating all the seminars. Actually, whatever the seminars we do in person, all are facilitated by COEP Tech University, and the Dr. M.D. Jaybhai is the pillar, or is the key mover there in COEP. Then we have Kalyan Naman, who is also there. So you can see Kalyan, you can say hi as such. So
Hi.
yeah, so you are also present. And the last is me on the right hand side, and trying to move and trying to bring the more facilitation, more topics, and trying to building a community of project managers where the project managers can learn from each other. So it is we call it it is for project managers by the project managers, and we bring a lot of project management knowledge to the people every month. We in this year we have done a little less number of sessions because of taking of some pause from the taking decisions whether we continue with the physical one or the online one. And ultimately we decided we will continue with the online one, as the more people are able to participate in it. The Project Managers Club of Pune is promoted by pmwares, that's the organization I led, and Kgguruji, that is the organization that Ketan Gandhi led, and the COEP Tech University, which is led by government, or it's an autonomous institute now, and represented by Dr. Jaybhai. Now, what this community is all about, what you see on the in the image is where we generally have our seminars. In case you have not attended any in-person seminars, so this is the place where we do our programs, and it's a very vibrant community. Industry experts along with the students come over there to learn something new about the project management. They contribute a lot, and it have been most of the programs are not one way. They are interactive. They are participative. Our seminars as well as webinars are in that way different, because it's not just a speaker speaking to the audience. It is the audience which also participate in the webinar. So they are not one way. Our main aim is to foster the project management and best practices in project management. people learn from each other. In fact, most of the ideas come for success come from very different background. So if you see this community, the PMCP community is a very heterogeneous community. You will see the people come from all industry. Either it is in manufacturing, maybe it is in IT. So many groups you might have seen on project management, they may be IT concentrated, but that's not what we do here. We have a IT presence, we have manufacturing presence, we have construction related the infrastructure professionals here, we have service oriented people here. uh, Almost all industry people from all industry come over here and try to learn something new from each other and from the sessions which we bring to the people.
Also, we have a diversity from other countries. We have participants from other countries who join online sessions.
Right, that's what the another advantage of online, that people from the outside countries also join and taking benefit of these programs. We are, as PMCP, we are more than 10 years now, right? More than 10 years, Ketan?
Yes, we are already 4 months into 11th year.
11th year, right? So almost 10 years. The 2 years we work with another institute, and for with 8 years, like 8 years is a long time with COEP continuously doing, and COEP was quite inviting in that sense when we actually proposed it, because we lost the other institute as such. So overall, the 10 years is a long time, and we have a lot of impact in the industry, and I think Ketan will be talking about that. And but let me move on the other things. What the seminar, because the objective of this presentation is to give you a briefing of this year. So we are doing a lot of seminars, webinars. The photograph you see, they are actual photographs. And in one of the photograph, Ketan is actually addressing the people, taking one of the session. I think this is the session which probably maybe it is there in that. It is this year only as such, not the old one as such. Yeah. So if we look at the statistics of this, on an average, we have seen almost 100 people register for this, and almost 50, more than 50 sometimes, a little less than 50 sometimes, able to join the programs. Generally, in person have a little less than the online. Online have more because the people outside of Pune also join here, and that's how it is going on with the online. So if I take a nutshell, overall in 2025, almost 500 people registered for these various seminars overall, and around approximately 300 people attended these programs.
Yeah. So
In
I think
fact,
Vivek,
yeah.
let me just say a few words here, because when we first announced this free webinar and physical program series on project management, what was the intention? We had only one simple intention: to make practical, real world project knowledge accessible to all without any barriers. Without any barriers in terms of finance, expenses, in terms of geographical barriers, in terms of the group is not restricted to only managers or only students. It is for all. And we consistently achieved that. You mentioned this year about 300 professional students or practitioners joined these programs. These 300 numbers in this year is still deeply meaningful for us as an organizing team. Because when I look at the last 10 years and 4 months of data, then I could see there are about already 5,400 plus participants have either physically attended or through webinars attended these programs. So this is not just a static number. It represents that these many individuals, these many careers, these many people have invested, or rather choose to invest their time in learning how to plan better, how to execute smarter, how to manage risk, how to communicate clearly, and deliver the outcome in an increasingly complex world of project management. So the real impact goes beyond today's session. If we look at what we have achieved, it means that a 5,400 carriers that will handle projects with more structure, with more confidence. It will it will not be 5,400 carriers, but 5,400 teams that will experience fewer delays, clearer accountability, and better coordination. 5,400 organizations that will benefit from improved decision making and execution discipline. So this makes this initiative very, very powerful because the impact is multiplied. Whatever participants are gaining here, they are educating, they are spreading it into their workplace, and they are implementing it, because we get several individual feedbacks as well after the program, that which way our programs have benefited participants in their projects. And I could clearly see that this impact is multiplied. So I think as an organizing team, this is really reinforcing what we believed when we launched this initiative. And I think it's time now to all every participants also can uh, spread news about PMCP, and more people from their organization, more people from their team can join this initiative. So the efforts will, whatever ultimately what we are trying to achieve, the efforts will be ultimately in the right direction, and we can achieve a larger goal. So I think, Vivek, you can continue. This is what
Yes,
I
and
thought I must share as part of the impact.
yes, and I remember the people who graduated from COEP, the MTech project management. They remember because they were actually were instrumental in bringing it up, and they were very regular participants. And they today, when they meet, they actually talk about that what they have learned from these sessions beyond the normal education of MTech, the project management.
And Vivek, in the today's AI era and the information era, when even if 30, 40, 50 people are still joining the webinar, it indicates that there is a real hunger for practical, grounded project management knowledge, not
Right.
just theory, not just jargons, but the tool that actually work, the experience and the wisdom of the speakers that actually helps the participants. So I think that is really a plus point for such initiative.
True. And the thing is that the we do not bring very normal projects, regular project subjects. They are very diversified and touch upon on the topics which often people do ignore them actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So we will see that what we like the variety we has bought in 2025 actually. So various speakers, I am one of them. So I took one session. In fact, Ketan took two sessions. We have Dr. Pramod Deshpande who took on the risk management. Then Aniruddha took about the I think CCPM. Mahesh
He
took
was,
on
yeah.
Mahesh took on risk management again. And today we have Dinesh who is actually will be talking about customer centricity, the one of the very important part of the stakeholder management. So let's look at this. Like first thing, the sustainability in this project. I think that Ketan took this and very different one in general. If you go and education in the project management, probably you will not find such kind of topics actually, right? The second was handling stress in project management, which I took up, and because that was the one of the burning thing. Even today, the lot of burnout happens in the projects, and we said, okay, how we can, what are the tools with us to still stay calm in the in such a tough situation or stressful situations. Then Ketan again brought it the HR competencies which project management professionals need to really lead the projects, and risk management part. which was basically going beyond only PMI framework. We talk about ISO framework, we talk about the other risk management framework, and see how we can integrate couple of framework together. Then we also talk about CCPM and the simulation in CCPM and identifying that where we need to act actually, what is the weakest area or where we should be more focusing in entire project chain as such. Then last time, because Jira is a very popular tool, especially in IT project management, so we bought this that what Jira can do and how to use Jira, and giving more insights that by using Jira what you can bring, because that's becoming very quite popular tool, in almost default tool for the agile project management. And today we have bought the customer centricity. I will be handed over to the Dinesh very soon. This year we did not, generally we do 12 sessions, but this year we did only 7 sessions. And because we took a pause, we did some physical programs, and then we took a pause and and took some brainstorming and deciding whether there are advantage and disadvantage of seminar and webinars. And ultimately we tilted towards the webinar, and this what where we are continuing. So we took a pause, and now we are actually in the month. So I think next year you can see all 12 session as such. So in future, you will be seeing this will continue, and every month you come over here, especially the people who have become PMP certified, they can gain all 60 PDUs by just attending this program. Nothing else need to be done. No extra money to be spent. And these are free. I suggest all of you to bring, recommend your friends to come over here. It's absolutely not binding in any way as such. Okay, so thank you very much and stay tuned. And we have 2 places where you can connect with us. We have a WhatsApp group. I will post this link in the chat. So if you are not, please join the WhatsApp group. And also you can go to this page where you have registered. So suggest these link to your friends. They can go and register themselves, and they will become part of this wonderful program. Right. So thank you very much. I will stop here, and I will bring the current today's the speaker. And I will just, before I bring the today's speaker, let me introduce him. Right, Dinesh, can you open your video so that people can see you? Yes, that's looking so nice.
Hi Vivek. Hi
Hi.
everyone. Very good evening.
Yes, good evening. And let's see, today's is Dinesh Gagnani, who is almost once a customer, now a friend kind of thing. So I know almost 7 or 8 years back when my phone rang, and on the other side it was Dinesh Gagnani, and he was telling, "Can you come over in Oman and do a project management training for us?" Right. So that is how I got connected, and since then we are done this couple of things with Dinesh, and now Dinesh back in India and ready to spread his knowledge to the people, and we say we will be the luckiest person if Dinesh will come and do this thing first with us as such. So I want to bring that here. So he has founded an organization called Learning Tattva, and he want to spread that learning. He is basically a seasonal learning and development professional. Almost 14 years of experience in the industry, and he has specialization in the insurance sector, so he can do insurance trainings, and he can do various soft skills training, various coaching and guidance kind of stuff. Actually, he has a lot of experience in doing that. He has been working in India as well as in Oman. So in Oman, so the out of India experience, especially Gulf experience, and especially the insurance sector. So he has done a lot of learning and development in insurance as such, and in other sector as well. He is a certified professional in talent development from the Association of Talent Development USA. He is specialized in designing and delivering culturally integrated learning solution, blended with the classroom and e-learning. Right, so it's a e-learning. You can say one-to-one is a single person, and classroom is like in person. And now you can bring a blended, some part is, some part this, and designing the entire engagement actually, which can bring the development to the people. He has helped various people in developing their career and career progression with the very structured and individualistic skill development approach. So he has a very unique approach to for people, guiding people to develop their. So if anybody has any career development help, I think probably Dinesh will be a good asset. He has a good he does training on and soft skills, and he designed very good e-learning content and e-learning trainings actually. We with Dinesh, we have developed a customer centric like delivering excellent customer experience kind of e-learning module, which will be launching very soon. And we will provide few initial people at no cost. That's what the free, like we often keep doing it. So Dinesh, it is over to you, and please come on the stage, right? Please.
Thanks, Vivek. I'll just share my screen.
Yes,
And
please go ahead.
then we'll just push on.
Meanwhile, anybody has any question as such related to anything, you can put this into the chat. And if you think you can present your question orally, please raise hand. We will be happy to listen to you. As I said, our webinars are both ways. We do not believe in completely just listening the things. And Dinesh will also like to have some engagement from you people to get some opinion from you people, right? That's how make it more effective for the people. Yes, Dinesh, please go ahead. And if anybody has any question, please put this into the chat. We will take up at an appropriate time.
Awesome. So, Vivek, if you can confirm everybody is able to see my screen.
Yes, I can see, I can hear you well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Once again, very good evening to all of you. And thanks, Vivek, for such a holistic kind of introduction. I was really, uh, moved the kind of introduction you gave. And it's always a pleasure when we connect. Yes, we started our relationship as a partner because I don't see my vendors or my fellow institutes or whoever we are approaching for skill development as just one transaction. I always see as a partner because it really helps in terms of the very objective we are working in an industry, which is. And I still remember, and you helped me recall those days when we interacted first, and I was looking for an excellent project management trainer, and I'm really grateful that I landed to pmwares and we are still connected. I'll take few moments on
Yeah.
reflecting on the review of managers club of Pune, and I really want to acknowledge the kind of effort it is being put. So when Ketan mentioned that in the age of AI, of course you cannot ignore that people are still signing up for the webinars and they are attending the sessions, and he literally hit the right sentiment or word, two words rather, I noted is experience and wisdom. Yes, AI is doing everything for us, and it is actually making us, very lazy nowadays. We cannot think beyond. There was a time where we were looking at Google, and now we are looking at multiple Googles in form of various AI tools. And honestly, I personally use it. I cannot simply ignore that. Point over here is that you guys have worked so much, you have industry experience, and then you have transformed those experiences into learning in form of sharing the knowledge, putting into a structure. in a very organized manner, and I'm glad COP is contributing to that, supporting to that. It's a great initiative. Anything which is valuable and shared with the learners and participants is always appreciated. So I really, request everybody to clap wherever they are. And Vivek and Ketan, you can pat your back because I cannot come in there and pat it. So
Yeah,
you guys are doing an amazing job.
thank
So
you.
hats off to you. I'm grateful in terms of being a part of this community for the first time, and looking forward to be as a participant, contribute however I can, and look forward to learn and share, because it's all about sharing experiences. And we always believe in L&D industry, experiential learning is the key driver of new age learning. You have to learn together, grow together, and thrive together. So with this objective, and again, the year is ending. I believe every end brings a new beginning, and I, being a personal, you know, supporter of customer centricity, I've been delivering training on customer service and talking about customer. Started my career being a customer service associate with HSBC before getting into L&D. I learned one thing, that no matter what best service you do, no matter what products you have, no matter what you do in terms of technical aspects, one small glitch, one small miss can ruin the whole effort. And that is not you decide, it's the customer who decides. And we are talking about consumer driven economy here. India being one of the biggest, become on the way of becoming a third largest economy, it's a no-brainer that it is driven through consumer economy. If there are no
Yes.
consumers, there's no market. We cannot talk about all the big numbers and achievements and growth perspectives. So hence customer centricity is all about, and it's not customer service. Customer services might be a small aspect of it, but it is something much beyond that, and it is a software aspect, hence the name, a soft link in parlance with the project management or whatever we do in our life. So I intentionally keep the session in terms of less of presentation and more of interaction, and I will invite all of you to kind of participate, reflect on your own journeys and experiences, and please contribute. So again, I don't believe in something that if I am qualified, if I have the experience, if I am the trainer here, I have the right to talk and bore you guys. I would rather want to take a pause and hear from you, and always try to take some learning away during the sharing session. So we will touch base on broadly three areas: customer centricity in projects, because it makes sense. We are talking to project management folks here. Uh, what are the behaviors when we talk about customer centricity, and some practical way, because we are here to go with some takeaways, some practical implementations, right? And let's put some light on some of the areas where we can move ahead with that. Okay. Before moving ahead, I just would request you to give some work to the chat box and answer this question. Have you ever delivered exactly what was asked and still faced dissatisfaction? So delivery is not as you perceive, deliveries as the customers expected, and still face the dissatisfaction. And what could be the reason, or what is your observation? Any relevant insight? So answer could be yes or a no, and then if you can add in a little bit of reason, or what happened exactly, what could be, you know okay, yes, not yet, or responses. Okay, we'll wait for a few seconds, and then focus on deliverables alone. Okay. Star rating, but next project, some other vendors. Okay. That's really, curious that you get 5-star rating and it is delivered to somebody else. And it puts you in a kind of a dark shadow or a tunnel that what would have gone wrong. If I have done something bad, then no 5-star rating. But if I have done something great for worth of 5-star rating, why the project went to somebody else?
No, let
Quite,
me explain. He gave
yeah,
five
please.
star rating because he does not want to discuss with us other things actually. He say
Yeah,
otherwise we will ask question, we will some people get interacted. And so he
it,
said the best way to save is give 5-star rating.
it happened exactly just less than 24 hours. I would also like to share. It was the other way around. As you mentioned, I've just relocated from Oman, India, and I had to ship some of the stuff which I could not dispose or could not sell or whatever because I was settled there for 7 years. And this cargo company took a lot of time, and they accepted the cash, and the guy updated as bank, so they delayed my consignment delivery, citing the reason that we have not received the money because the guy who picked up the stuff updated as payment as bank, and they were asking me for a bank transaction. I said, how the hell I could give you a bank transaction when I gave the cash? That was one point. Second point, the contract was for a home delivery, the doorstep delivery, but unfortunately, the guy showed up. The only driver showed up with so much of a stuff, and he dumped it at my society entrance gate. So it was really not so pleasant situation. And this story is around 6 months before. We are talking about March, June. And then I said that this is the problem, and I raised the concern. They said, "Okay, sir, you get the local porters and get it delivered. We'll reimburse." So that's not the story. They said I went ahead. I had to close the story, and then still the payment was not received. I followed it up, gave them a chance, but I lost my patience. And thinking about this webinar today, and I thought, what kind of customer centricity is? Let me put up a very bad feedback. I put it on Google, gave them 1 star, and today morning I'm getting a call. Sir, we tried everything and all. Excuse me, do you think I gave the feedback just because you tried? Uh, this is the reaction actually. It's not that you don't want customer to tell you that, come on, move your things or move your muscles. Why do we have to really wait for the worst to happen? And there are customers like Vivek is experiencing that, okay, I don't want to have this interaction anymore, and I don't have time to justify why bad or whatever it is. So this is just a real life example. We are talking about projects, we are talking about day in and day out as consumers we face, and being on other side also we face a similar situation. The problem being on other side, being a project manager, is really tough because it's very difficult to make the customer talk, not on the technical aspects but on the software aspects, where what exactly he perceived and what is being delivered, and how do we align this misperception and lack of alignment. So moving further, this is how we set the context. I would like to share a real situation here. Now everybody is aware with this brand name. It needs no introduction. The leading car manufacturer of the world, number one to be specific, and they have to take such a step, which is really embarrassing, and still go ahead and admit it in the public domain. The interesting fact is, if you see the highlighted area, which is in purple, and it talks about in line with its customer first philosophy. Now, first of all, if I personally feel that if the first customer first is your philosophy, then you will not release all those defected material or machinery in the ecosystem, right? And then you have to get back, decide. So it's not that they nobody knew about the problem, I'm sure there was somebody or some team, some department who would have raised a red flag, but still those motors were rolled out, and then they have to take such a big step. Though this is from 15 November, but started from July onwards, I guess. It's not easy, and it's not the first instance. There are many companies who are having customer centricity as their core value. We are talking about the cultural enablement here, and every company, most of the companies put centricity is one of their core value. Now the name have been changed or they revisit the values, but still they showcase and they show their commitment towards the customer. However, still we face problem, we face difficulties. Customers are at the receiving end. So this is not a problem where you have the most sophisticated system, or you are just a startup or a mediocre company trying to do their best. It is basically something which is ingrained in the system, and it is very difficult to identify how we create a system which is customer centric, uh, follow the practices, and definitely work towards the areas which really help us to reflect our value in terms of our behavior. So, why customer centricity matters? Of course, it's not about why. It is about looking deeper with the lens in terms of how do we really perceive customer centricity? Is it just one bold word which we can put it in our company or showcase on the social media or website, or is it really we create a system around it, where whether we have 10 people in our organization or thousands of people, do we really create that culture where everybody behaves in a standard constant manner, keeping customer in the center of everything? And yes, it's definitely true that customer dissatisfaction is usually expectation driven. It's not about what is being delivered. And I am also sure I've heard Vivek. I've actually was fortunate to be a part of Vivek's session during the training with us in project management. And there's a very important part. It is about scoping, and there where the expectation setting is done. And I believe it's a detailed exercise. It's not just one statement or a document. It's a very structured, detailed exercise, uh, a part of the project management. Then too, expectations are not met. Now, it's very simple that we are talking about human behavior, and it is never constant. No matter how strong, how detailed scoping is done, still you will see the expectations are the only thing which are not constant. It changes, and it will not give you an advance notice. That's the firewall you have to play as a project manager, and you cannot reprimand that also. That's what you've signed up for. So we are talking about the delivery. So we are very happy. That's why if you can relate with the question that you have delivered everything up to the mark, but it is delivered on the metrics. It's as per the scoping. We always go back, see, this is what we have agreed as the scope document, and it's natural because you cannot do anything out of the scope and open the Pandora's box. It's very clear that whatever scoping is done, we have to be in the framework of it. Otherwise, everything will go for your timing, your cost, and it will cause a lot of frustration for multiple parties here. Uh, Perception is something which needs to be aligned, and starts from the word go, and client or the customer is observing you day in and day out as a project manager because of the interactions you have, because of the progress, because of the reporting mechanism. And nowadays we are talking about digitalizing everything, automation through AI. With just a click of a button, you get the reports, the dashboards. So perception gets developed over a period of time. And Yes, it's a leadership capability. So going back to the Toyota example, uh, who takes the call? Who really, knowing that there's a problem, or even somebody highlights that? Because leaders are the ones. So we are not talking about management here. We are not talking about uh, the accountability here. We are talking about the person who's bold enough to make a call, whether it is in the interest of the customer or of the organization or of the shareholders. So it is all about leadership, and that's where the whole focus should be, because it's the leaders who drives, and rest of the folks follows. We're talking about processes, projects, systems, technology, uh, AI. I have to keep it very separate. AI has to be given its due importance. Human interaction binds everything. Uh, when we talk about AI, it is on the past experiences. So I'm not sure if you put a prompt in ChatGPT and you will get the input which was as on today or yesterday. Still, the LLMs are working on it, but the data is the historical data. It is being developed, and it processes, the intelligence works in a manner that it processes the requirement and gives you the output. Now, human interactions are spontaneous. The reactions are real. It does not wait for the historical instance that I've had this experience, I do this way. Cause it's the instinct, it's the reactive mechanism which is being developed by human, and it's real time. It's not really which is planned. The moment something goes wrong, I get upset. Something goes great, I feel happy, and sometimes I try to preserve a neutral approach, just not to look, okay, let them guess. So these are real time. You cannot really plan it, and all these human interactions finds the processes we are talking about, the very nature of project management mechanism we are talking about. So before moving further, I would like to understand from you all that who's the customer here? Let's answer this question first before going ahead. So I would request Vivek, if we have the poll and we can, share it with all the participants, and see
Sure.
how is the response.
So let me launch this poll and let the people
Yes.
respond on this, that what does they think, that who is the customer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you have a poll, you can actually respond on this.
Wow, nobody is looking at business sponsor. That is actually, a great insight. And actually the trend is moving the other way around, which is a good reflection here. End users. 50% is moving towards end users. Okay. Internal stakeholders.
All right, let's give me 10 more seconds and then I will close it.
Yeah,
So people who have
end
not
users.
responded, please respond a little quickly. Yes, customer is everything, but please just respond on the poll. Okay, I'm closing in a few seconds now. Okay, let me close it now. So let me share the results also, let the people know it. This is how it looks like. So 50% people think end user is the customer, is the real
Yeah.
customer. And then I think followed by there are more than one customers, internal stakeholders, external client, business sponsor also. Okay, good. So this is how the poll says.
Yeah.
Let me close this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great insight. What I would like to say, or I feel here is, as I'm delivering the session, I always keep my customers in mind and I want to give value. So after the end of 1.5 hour, 2 hours, everyone should feel that, okay, I gained something. So I kept everything in mind, keeping my customer in the thought process. But it is not only that. For me, Vivek is also a customer. For me, the project management club Pune is also a customer. A whole ecosystem is a customer. So there's no one customer as such. And it basically is about the relationship. So of course you keep the end user in mind because he or she shares the real-time experiences. But during the process, before we reach to the end customer, we have to deal with so many people. Now, no matter you provide the great experiences to the end user, but what if the people in mid, maybe your sponsor or maybe the head of operations or maybe a support vendor with whom you're collaborating for the project are not aligned, okay, or are not happy with you, maybe for whatever reason, maybe they don't like you, they don't like your approach, maybe they are your competitors. There can be multiple reasons. Not saying that you need to be friends with everybody, but when we are talking about customer centricity, it's very complicated and it's much bigger than what we perceive. So, end user, yes. However, we need to take a step back and look at very finely in a micro level that who all are impacted with me being a project manager and with my project management delivery process. So it starts from the scoping, then you execute and you deliver in a larger context. These are high level exercises, or we can say aspect, or we can see customer centricity in a project with a very fine approach we can look at decision making through customers impact. When we are talking about decision makers, it is not the end user who makes a decision. We are talking about, for example, the operations team who's looking to have a system or an ERP software. They are not the ones who are going to make a decision. Yes, their feedback will be heard, but there are other people in the hierarchy who may take the decision, considering the budgets, the timelines, the approval, the stakeholder engagement, compliance, etc., etc. And in that stage, end user might not be your process has to pass. We're talking about adoption, designing, the value proposition here. When we design a project, we start and we look in the end, and then we look at the final aspects of the whole mechanism. Very fundamental project management principles we have, including the systems and software technologies we use. How do we derive value out of it? Is there any mechanism to drive value in terms of adoption, whether this will be adoption, this will be a system, managing expectations, cost, and communication? I'll come to this part later, but let's move in the left side, focusing on outcomes, not just deliverables. Yes, it is important. You have a defined project, timelines, cost, move on, right? In a process, when we start, we tend to get carried away and we focus on, okay, this is what the project is starting, these are the resources located, deployed, we have started the work, and we navigate through the deviations, since so on and so forth. And there is a phase, I mean, you can definitely use the chat box and tell me that whether you guys get carried away in the process and ultimately focus on the delivery, or pause and then say, no, delivery is important, but I need to fix this first. So the focus is not moving at all. So Is it possible? Have you ever faced that situation where you feel that okay, everything is fine. The moment something goes wrong, and you are knowingly or unknowingly or likable situation, you are forced to focus on delivery. Maybe the clients is saying, maybe the project sponsor is saying, or the stakeholders saying, or there's some sort of pressure being built that you need to move on to the next one. Getting carried away by the process is quite common. Okay. Yes, Vivek. What about rest of the others? I want to hear from other people. Like it's natural actually, but we have nowadays we're learning to be agile and resilient. And no, whatever happens, we have to focus on the deliverables, and we can make it happen. That this make it happen attitude is kind of causing sometimes the burnout. I remember Vivek has mentioned this burnout, uh, maybe in the context, but yes, we do feel the pressure. Last but not the least is the communication here. Managing expectations, uh, a major role is played by the communication, how we communicate. Yes, we have to report everything at every stage. There are timelines, milestones where we communicate. And the best is that when we are completing the project and we are announcing, yes, we are ready to go live. That is the most satisfactory moment in every project manager's life, that we are go live and this is what we are sending the communication, we'll do a handover and all those things. But is it what it is expected? You have done your great job, you have delivered as per the timelines, cost, project, but have we seen that what kind of trust we are developing? Can we take a trial and say that we are going to delay by 1 month more? How is the response gonna be like for the customer? These are the areas where customer centricity comes into the projects, and we need to have a closer look in terms of considering it. Let's talk about the moments here when we start a project and when we end it. So initiation is something very critical here. It has to start. There has to be a start, and then we give a platform to the stakeholders and customers to generate the expectation. This is what it is. This is what it's gonna be like. And of course, there is a communication here, and a perception is developed. A virtual picture is created in the mind of customers, saying that this is what or this is how it's gonna look like. And by the end of the project, how it looks like is something really different. Then comes the planning stage. Of course, the confidence is built in the planning stage, because whatever we discuss, whatever we put it in the scope, it slowly gets built up, brick by brick, pillar by pillar, and starts shaping up. And once we are there in terms of announcing, let's go for a UAT or a testing, that's where the trust gets developed. Because before that, it's the expectation. It is like, mutual understanding or visualization that this is what we've expected or discussed, and this is how it is going to look like. The test happens when we really actually look at the physical tangible outcome of any project, maybe a software or a construction or whatever. Last but not the least is the closure. So most of the work is already being done in the previous three stages. Last is the one where we talk about the lock, or you can change it. It's not again fixed or concrete stuff, but this is the stage where you feel that okay, it's done, UAT done, we have deployed, and this is how it looked like. It's definitely not. We are talking about how it was promised or discussed and how it ended. It is about how it is being seen from the perception point of view. How do I see project manager? Quality of work is being delivered, and how it is helping me as an end user or the stakeholder or the sponsor or whoever is in the hierarchy as a customer. How let's have some activity, because I've talked a lot. let's get on a discussion mode of this use case where we are talking about a digital transformation of an IT company. Okay, everything is on time, on budget, yet we have disappointed customers. So whatever we have discussed so far, considering those aspects, and maybe can add in value or discussion. The project is to have a core system implementation to streamline the operations and improve reporting accuracy. Everything is done, detailed tech specs requirement coming from HOD. Everything was well captured, agreed. Comprehensive development plan was discussed and agreed, including the implementation approach and everything. Business operations head is the sponsor, and operations and customer service teams are the end users. Project duration is 8 months. Now, a little bit more of an insight here. Outcome, UAT was successful, delivered on time, detailed training was done, all scope items technically completed. So basically, we are looking at all the checks. Okay, nothing went wrong. Just weeks after the deployment, we received complaints that the system is too complex. Tasks earlier took minutes, now it takes much longer. And training didn't prepare us for a real work scenario. Ideal situation for me as a project manager. And the impact, basically, it's no surprise. Drop in productivity, increased support tickets, frustration among frontline teams, sponsor dissatisfaction despite deliveries. Where did the customer centricity? I would invite the forum and everybody to maybe come out of mute one by one or use the chat box, and let's have some reflective exercise here and discuss what could be the reason, or where did customer centricity fail here. Relatable situation we are talking here. The case is relatable somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
This has
so
been the bane of IT projects.
and somewhere it is repeated also. Maybe different scenarios, different glitches or different situations, but the dissatisfaction is quite often, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
Right.
Maybe they have not spoken with the customer at every phases of the project, even though they are delivering as per the scope. But no, they are not discussing with the end user what is the actual no actual requirements versus
Yeah.
expected. What is expected out of that? No, those were not discussed, I believe.
So possibly there are chances that at the time of scoping, or even when you start the project, there is nobody from customer service team or operations team at a lower level who's actually going to work on that system, and nobody really thought about it because maybe so much importance was given to the operations manager's experience, and because this person has come from the bottom level up and he knows it all.
Correct.
Or maybe there was sense of there's no need to think about it. Okay, why do you want to talk to an end user?
Correct. So end user should be involved in each of the phases, in each of the scope, confirming the scope as expected. End user's involvement is very much required.
Yes.
That's
a
true.
proper stress test is not done. So, assuming that this involved the process of technical testing and outcome, uh, I've seen honestly, I as a client, everything works in UAT, but when we go live, there is some sort of glitch. Trust me, I have had multiple instances of technology that everything was tested, well planned, and then something went wrong. Because I was part of the HR automation process in my previous organization. It happened. It really happened. And I was pissed. As a client, I was pissed because everything worked. And then, unfortunately, the response was that, Dinesh, everything we've tested, it worked fine. You saw it as if the tone was you have seen everything working, and the non-spoken words was, what do we do, everything worked well. Now that was more irritating for me as a customer, that it's not my problem. I have to face the embarrassment in front of my stakeholders or my employees who are really supposed to use the system, and I'm facing the fire from all the sides. Unfortunately, I was the only spock in terms of whole project, so I had to talk to the stakeholders and the employees as well. So this is something really a point to think.
Yeah, so functionality, I think documented and delivered, but how user is using the functionality, that probably the part is from the requirements is missing.
Yeah, definitely. Jyoti has to add in something. So, Jyoti, you can unmute yourself then.
का
Jyoti Kumar.
आपका काम कंटिन्यू करते रहो आप अभी कुछ नहीं हटाने का ठीक है
Jyoti, you can unmute yourself and speak. We are not able to hear you. I don't know. He is
Yeah,
unmuted, but we are not hearing him.
yeah, we are not able to hear. Sorry. You can use the chat box
Are you
if you
able to
wish.
hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
Okay.
yes.
No, I think I double muted myself actually. That's the reason. Because of my kid. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I think this one is kind of like I'm doing a project as of now in my current company. It's a like multi-year project. We are bringing a new vendor to replace our existing portal, right? And I think it was like a member portal and provider portal that we were doing, and at the time, and two vendors involved, right? Initially it started with one vendor, and customer a client came back and, hey, we need this vendor. Like we started with that. This scenario which I'm seeing in Dinesh, I think anytime we see this kind of impact post go live, there are some what the exact word, some kind of things start, you start seeing as a project manager, you start seeing those things. Okay, something is not right because things are going too smooth, right? Everything is going too smooth. So something is not right. So somewhere like as a PM, I go back and start questioning myself and start questioning to the team, like, okay, have you looked at this way? I think one thing which I feel here is like there was a miss of not having a end user testing done on the application. So like what we are planning now is that we have our QA team who's from a technical background, right? They check everything. We have given them the software and say that break it how much as you can. Get us everything that you feel like it's not working, whether it is right or wrong. We don't care. We need to understand everything, whether it is giving you the right expectation or not, right? Once that's done, we are bringing in the operations people who will actually use it, right? Who will actually use it once it is going live, right? So we capture feedback from those people also. We identify people, right? Few, four, five from different teams. We involve VPs and ask them, hey, this is what we are looking for. We need some people. We get those people. We give them these applications with the UT access. They go back and check, they do the testing, and we capture those feedback. Also from like I see here, task tasks that earlier took minutes now take much longer. That means the flow of the work, which was previously, which may be working fine, but I think it was a net new workflow that may have been created, adding some other steps, which is making this work longer. So I think that's where this end user feedback is important because they will give us the right real time feedback. Like, hey, I used to do it like 30 seconds. Now we are taking like 40 seconds, which is 10 seconds higher, which is a huge margin, right? So I think, yes, this one. And one thing I added in chat also, production validation. Like what we are doing is every QOT portion is done, we are signing off. We are asking vendors to put that into production and block it for anybody else. Also, and we are not are turning on for customers, and our customer is the populations. Like I'm from healthcare, US healthcare company. This is all the people who are buying insurance from a payer, right? And we cannot turn on anything to them without checking everything by ourselves, right? So we are doing this production validation. We are turning everything into production, going back and doing that testing again to see how it is performing. We are doing regression testing, let's say like 100 people trying to log in at one time to see how the system is performing, right? After that, also, we have seen issues. It's not like it was a foolproof plan. After deployment, we did not see any issues. We did find some issues, which we never thought of. Those are again the lesson learned, right? We are capturing those and trying to implement those for our upcoming deployments that we are planning for next quarter, I think. So yeah, I mean, this is very similar things which even we have seen and I have seen in my projects that I have done. So that's why like I wanted to share my thought here. Like, yeah, I mean, few things that we are doing, few things we missed out, again, learning it and now trying to implement that in our upcoming projects.
Great.
Thank you.
Absolutely value that, Jyoti. Thanks for sharing. And anybody else want to share? Aishwarya is saying lack of timely post-delivery assistance. So beyond a point, there is that is also part of the AMC or a discussion where after the go live we will provide services and all. And if you observe the case here, the one of the complaint is training didn't prepare us for a real work scenario. Now, how many hypothetical situation you can think of? Of course, you're dependent on the project sponsorer or client, but there are certain limitations in terms of assuming a situation or hypothetical situation. But still, some examples can always be taken. So I'm assuming that has been taken care of, but still there's a problem. Critical to quality, yes, of course it is, and maybe not much of a attention was given, or the due attention which was required, not enough was done. One thing I liked about what Jyoti has highlighted is the workload. So is there a way to assume the volume? We are talking about a system here. In UAT, there's a certain set of transactions we can look at. Okay, and it's a safe kind of environment. But when the system hits the live environment, uh, we don't know. Today we have 100 transactions. Tomorrow we might have 1,000 transactions, and it will come from all the directions, considering the geographic operation location of the client. Does that also affect? This is a technical thing. You have to just assume and rely on the data and analytics. But is there a connection between keeping the customer in mind and assuming the volume of the operation? How many complaints we are getting, how many cases we are generating, what is the aspect, and is it possible that it might have affected it? Just a thought out loud question.
Dinesh, if I could add here, I think everything is data driven, right? Now, let's say if we need to really understand what is happening right now, there must be some data somewhere with respect to complaints maybe coming from customer. What kind of complaints
Yes.
are coming? Is there a
Yes.
category that's available, right? And maybe we could use 80/20 formula that is very famous, right? Okay, what kind of problems we could categorize in one place, which could handle 80% of problem, because those could be counted as very high performing issues, right? Or performance issues, right? Now, and at the same time we also need to look at uh, what is driving those complaints, right? Is that the system issue? Is that a manpower or something, right? I think one of the project that I'm doing is for AI. We are building a machine learning solution for authorization approval, right? In my experience, what I've seen is that most of the time I have seen there are a lot of opportunity at operational side to do some lean projects, which is quite easy, or Kaizen maybe, right? Which is like we know the solution, just do it and finish it. But I think people are more focused on, oh no, let's look at AI, let them do everything. And like AI is still machine. It just look at the data, right? And whatever data that is being filled by human, right, or human being, it's again a data that is being looked at, and machine just behave based on the data, right? You complain say that machine is not working fine. No, there is some other problem that you need to look at, right? So it sometimes feels funny, but I think those are the real problem, which I have also given as a feedback to my sponsors, saying that hey, you have a big chunk of opportunity lying there. Just look at it, have that done, your machine learning will work appropriately because it's just a machine and we are feeding in data and they give that outcome based on that data. Now, if let's say while typing, if I just type 10 instead of 1, that's make a huge difference, right? And machine could think that that data is right because they are not questioning us, we are questioning machine. So I think everything is data driven. So we could look at that data to come up with the solution that we which could be a customer centric, which could benefit the customer. Like, okay, what is the maximum pain area that we could target first, and then the remaining things afterward. Let's say if the problem is huge, we could phase it out, right? Like which one we need to clear out first. Maybe the low hanging fruit, or maybe the big one that could give a big boost, and then we could start focusing on something bit of like a lower impact kind of
Well said that. I really love the narrative you said, Jyoti, and I like the Kaizen you mentioned. So the very start in Kaizen, these guys, Japanese, they don't really focus on what part of it. They always look at the why part of it. Why
thing.
am I waking up from the sleep in the morning? That drives with the purpose, and they it's the way of life for them. So why part is more important in any scenario, and hypothetical situations you can always think of, assume, create a framework around it, and always do a testing, and it really works. It really helps in terms of zero down on the customer aspect part. And it's obvious when we are talking about systems and processes, the customer centricity feel, I'm using the word feel, is basically we are keeping this thing in center, but it is obvious that it gets piled up by so many other aspects. And then poor customer centricity is somewhere buried down. And then when the reality hits, we realize, oh my God, we've done amazing job, uh, best project ever in my life, but still my customer is unhappy. What's what am I going to do about the best delivery, turnaround time, cost meeting, timeline meeting? Yeah. So yeah, thanks for adding in, Jyoti, and thanks everyone. Uh, let's talk about the pillars over here in terms of the behavior. We are moving in the last part of the session, and we are talking about what what is that what are those pillars which holds the very fundamental factors of scoping, delivery, timeline, cost, quality, and ensure that customer the is kept in the core of everything and holding very strong. We are talking about the softer aspects here now. Listening. So when we're talking about the managing expectation, are we listening or are we actively listening to it? So it's basically that super skill which makes you capable of hearing which is not being said, assuming which is not being thought. So active listening is something that the words are different, but the essence is something different. And of course we have to use our skill of paraphrasing, rephrasing, the articulative way of asking questions. Then comes the communication part. So when we talk about the progress, we are happy to share the dashboards and reports and everything goes smooth, are we able to communicate effectively with the client or the sponsor or the end user? Okay, this is the stage, this is how it is being done, and this is how it is going to solve your problem. Okay, so we are not talking about the steps involved from 1 to 10 or A to Z. We are talking about that this was the situation, this is what is the solution, and this is how it is going to help you out. So for this, if you have to use a layman's language also, that's okay. We are not talking about putting into executive summary. Different folks needs different level of communication, and the skill over here is, as a project manager, you need to adopt the type of communication considering who's in front of you. Sometimes they are not able to express what they want, what they need, maybe their situation, environment, current emotional mindset state, stress. There can be zillions of reasons. Showing empathy towards the customer. So I'm talking about all those customers we are dealing with. It can be the end user, it can be the stakeholder or sponsorer or operations manager or whoever you're dealing with. Depends on the situation and the level of project. Empathy is something which really helps, because you're right, you're doing everything to make it happen. Somewhere it is not passing by, somewhere it is not breaking the shackles, and there's no understanding. So showing empathy really helps in terms of how we can come to a mutual situation and environment. And feedback, so communication. So when Jyoti mentioned that we are talking about feedback, to give feedback to the sponsorer, yes, you need a courage. It's not you just receive the feedback. You have to give a feedback in a way where it is not offensive. It is basically to make the project a super success, not only from the practical aspect, but from the softer aspect also, from the customer centricity point of view. Yeah. Now, some of the suggested tools. So we are talking about three fundamental approaches. One is to assess, because if we don't know what's the problem, how are we going to resolve it? So there are situations which are not visible, which is assumed, or which can be sensed by the other part, the end user we are talking about. Maybe the HOD, he doesn't see his value, or he see things are not moving, or things are not moving in a way. Visible but harmless. So there are like categorization, the risk categorization, and ultimately visible, high impact. So based on the severity of the situation, this will happen when we will do the customer impact check. Okay, the stress testing and everything which we have discussed during the activity, how it is impacting the customer is also we need to look at. Then comes the reporting. So besides creating a dashboard, talking about numbers, analytics, how it is aligning with the bigger strategic purpose of the organization or of the project. So the why part is really important here, that, okay, is it I'm just doing a transactional solution, or it is really making life easy and enhancing the customer value? Because whatever you do as a project, there is a customer to someone who's your customer. So it's a chain basically. So when you do something, there is somebody who's there to take it forward in a better way for creating a better experience for the customer. And continuous value monitoring is something which we need to look at. Value is the word which cannot be weighed in terms of number of projects you have delivered, or the transactions you're processing through your solution, or the quality or the stability of the project or timeline. The value can enhance over a period of time. It can be in 1 month, it can be 1 year or 10 years also. So the monitoring is something very important here, and that's how you report it. That you were here in terms of the customer satisfaction score or NPS or whatever, and this is where you stand after maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or after deploying the project. And yes, we are talking about measurable benefits here, because nobody is going to talk about notional numbers or situations or responses or behaviors. There has to be a measurable benefit. Then comes the dialogue. So there has to be a moment where you need to pause and take a bold step and say that, listen, this is not working. I feel there is a sense of deviation here, and we need to kind of revisit. Yes, there will be a conflict. No, we don't have time, we don't have money, things are running out, things are going crazy, we have to deliver. How you navigate through the effective communication process, use of empathy, active listening, and explain that this is what it will happen and this is what we want to avoid and this is what we are looking at. It's a two-way process. It's not like you assume and you go ahead. Things can take a wrong deviation as well, that you have to be prepared for it and take the ownership. There's no harm being honest and saying that, okay, this is what we have agreed upon, let's take the ownership. I take the ownership. Or sometimes it is very unpleasant that even if it is not your fault, you have to take the ownership. I'm not saying that you bury yourself under stress, but ownership does shows the confidence and it helps you move further. Commitment to the next step, like let's talk about solution rather than discussing the whole problem. So dialogue here plays a huge role. It's not one way, it's a two-way process. Yeah. One more real-time example, though I've shared my logistics dilemma. It happened in India with me. We are talking about Uber here. Again, Uber takes pride in highlighting customer centricity. Everybody would have experienced it. Now, this is the architecture for their complaint resolution. Or if you are a customer, how do you interact with Uber? Trust me, it's very difficult to get through a human. First of all, at the first interaction, you have to go through a chat model or a process. That's what I've realized. And after digging through further, see, I'm very curious because I always like to see how I'm getting impacted as a customer and how it is affecting the organization and maybe the approach. So from the learning point of view, of course, and I love to use the real-time examples of my life and observe what's happening around. This is typical technical structure. Most of you can make it up. What I want to show here is something, the front end of the user. This is my chat with their chatbot, and it happened maybe 4 weeks from today. I was charged double, meaning I had some wallet balance, and then I did the mistake. I did not selected the cash option. I assume I did it in a hurry. I forgot it, and my sister was traveling in that cab. I was not there, and the driver asked for money. So I was on my bike. They left, and I saw the amount got deducted from my wallet. And my sister said that this guy charged money, and we paid through UPI. I raised a concern saying that the amount got debited from the wallet, how it is showing in the driver's app. So this was a background, and they responded saying that we see the prices reflecting are correct. Now there is no connection in what I said and what it is being responded. One problem number one. I repeated once again in a layman language, shared all the receipts, and with a reminder saying that what is the problem, why there is no response. Same exact response 1 week after. So I felt something is wrong. So definitely there's no human intervention here. This is the system talking to me, and actually it's useless. Then I decided I dig further, went on website, and I found a grievance email. No response. Then finally I came to a number, and fortunately there was an option to talk to someone, but then again there was IVR, and it said that please mention, I mean, you speak something, whatever is your problem. Hoping that there will be nothing, I still recorded my voice. I gave the narration, and this is what it happened. So the third attempt, somebody called Divyanshi responded, and this is what it happened. So it's not about I'm getting my money, but it made me think that no matter how sophisticated systems you have, how much you invest in technology, Still it fails. As a customer, I was irritated. As a customer, I felt that something is wrong, something is not working, and I wanted to see the end result of it, where it is reaching. Okay, so fortunately, I had some time to explore, and again relating with the current situation we are talking here, I I thought it makes sense to discuss this over here. It happens. I'm sure most of you will face that at a point where you are not able to reach the human, and you let it go. You just let it go because you don't have time, or you feel that there are much better things to do in life. Yeah. So this is one individual customer. We are talking about systems, companies, and projects. And yeah, maybe Vivek, you want to add something here?
Yeah, I said, is that mean what they have written in a blog on their website? They're not implementing it, or it has no concern, but ज्ञान दूसरों को बांट रहे हैं, but is it something like that?
And I will not be the right person to comment on that, Vivek, but I am sharing my experience as a customer and what is there on their website. And by the way, they take pride in showcasing their LLM. It's called Michael Angelo, and this is the version 2 of it. So they've introduced around 10 years back, 2012, 2013, and then they went through upgradation process, and they take pride in talking about it. And one of the tech guy was even mentioning in a podcast saying that we are doing it open source. And the host was very excited and, wow, what are you saying, as if he's going to create a new chat GPT opponent. But we are talking about how it is affecting the end customer or the customer. Let's not talk about the end customer. So I could have played a victim and I could have said, okay, what's wrong? These you guys are talking nonsense and nothing. But this is what it is happening. I assume Divyanshi is a human. Otherwise, it's very easy to give a relatable name to your chatbots. And just to close the ticket, they refunded 393. They never acknowledged what I'm saying and what they're responding. I'm still not satisfied. Then I realized that, okay, paisa aa gaya na, theek hai, let's reserve. Probably I'll meet the CEO one day and I'll tell him that this is what your system is doing. Maybe then something might happen.
But if this is happening, he must be knowing about it. If he doesn't know, then
So see the disconnect between.
If he doesn't know, then it is not customer centricity, right?
Absolutely. So I don't have any intention to give a bad publicity through this forum to Toyota or Uber or so. Toyota is putting into their own website, right? And this is the chart, the flow is their website and the screenshot are mine. So I'm trying to align the sensible part of it or make sense out of it. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Rest, you all are smart enough to make it up.
Yes.
So coming, why I discuss this example is because yes, you need technology nowadays. You cannot manage without technology, and you cannot ignore it completely. But yes, human aspect is still relevant, and it is going to be relevant. And no matter how much threats are being created that people are losing jobs because of AI technology and all those things, whoever is customer centric, you need human. I don't know when the machine or the technology will replace human, but when we are talking about customer centricity here, you cannot afford to lose empathy here. Hyper personalization is very important. So you could see my name being used in the previous chats, and maybe whatever the system was reading and responding, I don't know. But there was no empathy at all. Are you even listening to me what I'm saying through the chat? Conversation intelligence. So you talk about scenario based tokenization. It will pick up the keywords, the hashtag words or meta words, and then it will respond. What I was expecting is to have a human conversation, because there was a time where I was frustrated and I felt that the system has miserably failed. I need somebody to hear me out. Then the IVR pump, jumped in, and I had to talk to someone who I could not see, as if there is a person or somebody is going to respond. Yes, honestly, I had no expectation whether my voiceover or a voice is gonna get transferred to someone else or somebody is going to work on it. That was the hollow which was created. at next level. And we are talking about self-healing logic to catch failures. To be very honest, I have not done much of a research on this part. If you have done, anybody has done it, they can share it. But keeping humans in loop makes sense. Okay, so I got an acknowledgement that somebody's gonna respond to you, and there was a resolution to it. There was no in between conversation or no in between, process. So that last part could be the internal process. I have no right to intervene in their process as a customer, but human loop is still required in terms of managing the whole chain and ensuring that customer is not pissed off. Yeah. So this is where we reach at the end of the session, and I will keep the forum open for everybody to pitch in. Key takeaways from 3-pointer agenda to 3-pointer takeaways. We have multiple customers. Let's acknowledge that. We need to, expand our focus in terms of who is our customer and at what stage. Experiences are shipped daily. It's not just a timely outcome or a milestone based outcome. It is shaped daily. You never know when it might get created at the amazing level and when it might, shatter the whole building. And trust. So it is our behavior, it is our skill, the level of experience, the brand value, the self brand value I'm talking about, not the company brand value. This creates a huge impact in terms of developing the trust in the whole process of success. Yeah. So before I open, I would request everybody if they can use a chat box while they can share their thoughts. They can just do a quick self-reflective commitment that one customer-centric behavior I will demonstrate in my project. You might be doing it, you may wish to do it, or you may want to start in future, maybe 2 days from now, New Year 2026. So here it is. I keep the session open for everybody now.
New Year resolution,
That's overrated actually.
Or not overrated. I think having a happy customer is a what everybody looking forward for.
I meant the New Year resolution because 31st ko banta hai. I don't know what people are having during that moment, and over a period of next few days it gets lost. I've experienced it myself, so I'm just giving you my own sharing, being honest.
But these are project management practitioners. They will not do. They will prepare a plan and do it. Actually, everybody will meet their New Year resolution.
So, Vivek, plan is something which you project managers do day in and day out. But we are talking about developing a behavior, and trust me, it's not easy. You can make zillions of plans, but developing a behavior is not as easy as we speak in this webinar or otherwise. So, and it's an anchor actually. It comes with a period and your age, your upbringing, your education, work experience. Multiple factors are involved here.
It says there's a couple of responses here. Listening to customer and affirming what I understood, making communication better.
That is the best way of listening. It is active listening and paraphrasing. Fantastic.
Keeping end user aligned in every phase of the project and getting buy-in from end user. Okay, get real customer feedback before rolling out any new or enhancement via beta app, or ability to involve some for UAT, and that will help resolve some real-time experience beforehand.
Yeah, great.
So it says it's not about customer service, it's all about delivering excellent customer experience. So that's remind me about your module which we have prepared, the delivering excellent customer module, right? Experience.
Yes,
Which we
you're
will
right.
be launching very soon, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I personally take interest in areas of soft skills, focusing on enhancing customer experience, and it was my again. I was delighted when Vivek uh, told me that we need to. You guys are doing amazing job in terms of delivering project management training, technical aspects of it, but you want to combine it with the softer aspects of it and soft skills, and what could be the best way to enhance the customer experience. And
Hmm.
I it was no brainer for me to say yes to this project, and I'm glad that we are able to complete it. Thanks to Kalyan for the feedback. Uh, and maybe, as you said, that we'll be more than happy to share with some of the participants uh, free of cost, and have them say how it looks like, and then push it off at the commercial level.
Yes. Okay. Hmm.
So, anybody would like to add something or share or say just happy new year?
Let me add actually in the customer, like so what I generally like everybody might have observed,
Yeah,
and which I often like when we talk about this the human behavior and how project manager can lead a team
yeah,
and at least have a good happy customer. So happy customer is not all, it's not about delivering a fantastic product. You deliver a fantastic product, customer may still not be happy. And you may not deliver a very good product, but customer may still be happy and maybe telling you that you can, no, I trust you. I think you will make it. Okay, I will help you out and ready to help you to make the product really good. So yes, the good product is important for getting making happy customer, having a happy customer, but that's not the key actually. It is the managing customer expectations and experiences that actually make a difference than actually delivery. So we focus a lot of focus on fantastic product, but you deliver like you said, I think that you deliver a fantastic product, but the customer is still not happy. So I get a very similar simile. Like I ask people often that okay, from where you buy your groceries. Nowadays, department stores are there, but still a lot of grocery people buy from the local shopkeepers. And wherever you live, you normally have a couple of grocery stores, right? But have you experienced the behavior of the people? The one person in 90% case will go to the same shop to buy the grocery, despite having 5, 6, 10 grocery shop around.
yeah. I'm one of it. It comes with
Yeah.
the vegetables. I There's a market nearby, and I explored all the shops and the vendors, and then I realized it's causing a lot of time and same cost. But I ended up dealing with one person, a vegetable vendor, and I go to that person always. Of course, it's a delight because I'm getting some extra discounts, some free masala, dhania. But the behavior, I really felt that vibe, which was not there in other. See, because I am very concerned when I even deal with anybody. I look at the eye contact, because that shows that how much interested you are in a customer. So, and that vegetable vendor is maintaining the eye contact. It gives me, okay, prices could be same or here and there, 1 rupee, 10 rupee, 5 rupees, doesn't matter. But it is the experience, it is the feeling that, okay, it makes sense because that's the closest to my house. And I'm saving a lot of time because quality and price is same. So, what I look
So
for is an enhanced experience here.
yes, so if you see the only differentiator between these grocery store is the behavior because everybody has the same product, right?
True.
Everybody has the same product and by and large will give you at the same price, more or less. But what is making a difference is the behavior of the person or the kind when you are getting into the shop, the experience you feel, the thing, the feeling, the vibes you get, and the experience you have with this person, or you have a casual talk with this friendly talks, and he say okay, or he's adding value, you forget something and he said last time you took this, you also need this or not. So you say, oh yeah,
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 please add this, please add this.
exactly.
Or you say, okay, oh no, I already have it. This time I'm not going to get it. I don't need it. And he make adjustment for you, for your convenience actually. So what is making a difference in very small thing, everyday life, and you probably most of the people will oversight this experience, but this is the crux of the matter. That what is that making a difference is your experience with the shopkeeper, nothing else. The same thing is that, like you look at the customers are hopping from one organization to another organization. Customer comes to Infosys, then goes to Wipro, then goes to Cognizant, goes to Tech Mahindra, or goes to HCL. You know why? What they are actually feeling or looking for a difference is the experience. Otherwise, by and large, all these organizations are by and large providing the same product.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
And what the problem with the customer is that he's not getting that actually, and he keep hopping from one vendor to another vendor to another, and the people who are in front of customers just not realizing that he is looking for a different experience. The main deliverable is experience, not the product.
Yeah, true.
So you have hit the nail, the two things actually. That is the experience which make a difference, not the real product. Okay, well, I think let's get some questions from the people. I think if anybody has any questions, I think Dinesh is here to uh, answer.
Certainly. Yeah, sure. If not the questions, maybe anybody wants to
Maybe
share
viewpoint,
their
yeah.
experience or a similar situation what I faced with Uber. Maybe I really like the comment that somebody bought a car. Jyoti bought a car for Uber and Ola. I wish I could do that because nowadays people are moving towards the cabs than their own car. But that's really brave of you, Jyoti. And anybody wants to share anything, how they felt or whether it really made sense to have a reflection from the customer point of view. Happy to learn. And I want to hear from my customers, which you all are there.
Let's see. I think nobody seems to be having any question. Quite well understood matter, huh?
Two
Okay.
outcomes: either they understood everything, or you all are smart.
Yes, yes. No, they are smart people actually. They
The
are
excellent
smart.
session. I joined in between, but I could uh, learn many things from Dinesh sir. Excellent
Thank
learning.
you, Dr. Jayabai.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
no,
Appreciate it. Means a lot.
no. Really, you targeted this customer centricity and all those topics which you have covered. So it was excellent experience, and I think our students they also joined. Some of the faculties they have joined from COEP, and we are learning from you, experienced guys, all these topics related to project management. We are happy to invite you also in some of the talks for COEP students for project management.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you so much. Means a lot. And it's not just I'm here to share. I have learned a lot from you. I've been learning from Vivek a lot,
Yes,
of
those are
course.
the
And I would
synergies.
love to meet you in person, of course,
Yes,
at COEP. And
yes.
yeah, everybody is great, amazing interaction I've had. Yeah,
Thank.
thank you.
So, Dinesh, I think what we also talk about in project management community always has been we are not focusing on deliverables alone. We are not focusing only on processes. We have moved beyond that. The new generation project managers all about relationships, managing people. So the people skills are the leadership skills are very important. So that's what you guys have brought out very well today. We talked about trust building and experiences. Now, the irony of experience is one bad experience is enough to spoil the whole thing. Whereas if you talk about building trust, it's a long journey. To build trust, it is not one instance or what we call as one experience or one instance you talk about. You have to reiterate that good part multiple times with that set of customers
Yes.
and demonstrate that yes, we are there for you as together as partners. That is what I think is the key takeaway for me from this session is focusing on customer centricity primarily from this aspect. Because the customer will go away, walk away from me if I do anything wrong. The trust is lost. And if I have to retain the customer, I have to do 10 times more to ensure that they stay with me.
And Kalyan, as you rightly mentioned, that it's not one time activity; it's a constant process. And I really have pity on people or companies who lose the customers, and those customers don't say a word, because you will have shouting customers, yelling customers, angry customers. Still, you are fortunate to capture that, and maybe they want to stay with you or not. That's your fate and their choice. But the customers who go silently is something very dangerous for companies, and many people do that. So I think and you repeating the same thing, it not only enhances your confidence. Every time you do something, you will try to make it better, considering you have customer centric mindset, right?
Right.
So talking about value here.
So it's all about creating value or generating value for the customer, and maybe some other term you may want to look at is customer stickiness. This is the other thing which people want to see primarily. How do I retain them? How do they stay with me? What will entice them to come back to us rather than I chasing them? What should I do to delight them that they come back automatically to us? Like you talked about the vendor, similarly the restaurants or many places where you go, they are not inviting you. You go of your own. Why? Because of those experiences which you are talking about. Right?
And they'll bring 10 more customers. It goes
Right.
without saying. It's an ancient philosophy or methodology, but if
Right.
you really give the best and customer genuinely feels that way,
Mm.
you will end up getting 10 more customers. You never know, it multiplies. And there is no it's not hidden that what is the cost of acquisition for a new client and retaining the old,
Yeah.
and then getting it multiplied. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I just seeing there is no question as such. So Dr. Jebhai, will you like to? Dr. Jebhai, are you there?
Yes, yes. You can give our. It's my pleasure, sir, to give vote of thanks for this today's webinar. It was an excellent session conducted by Gagnani sir,
Most
and
welcome, sir. Thank you.
yes, shared all his case studies as well as the principles, values, and how to take care of these customers in all respects. So really, all these participants, so they have received the notes, and with this brief from COEP Technological University side, from Project Managers Clubs Pune side, and all community of project managers. I thank you, sir, for excellent webinar. This your invited talk, and I thanks a lot. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Dr. Jai. My pleasure has been all mine, and it has been a really great session. What a way to end the year, uh, and looking forward for a great year. I wish you all a
Yeah.
happy new year and great success coming forward. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay.
You have given us food for thought to set a new year resolution again.
That
To
was intention,
bring
actually.
back. Yeah, exactly.
That was the
Bring our
intention,
focus back
exactly.
on it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
You summarized the whole session in just a few words. Thank you, Kalyan. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So thank you very much to all of you and who has spared time and come over here. And I am pretty sure that this would be very insightful, and it will now the people who will be searching for topic for the new resolution, their search is now ended here with this. So, and other people who have already things maybe have something to add into their resolution. So let's close this, and happy new year to all of you who are here. And I wish every success in the new year of 2026. Thank you very much, everyone.